That's a good one.
I mean, he used to host the Man Show. I mean, he's done some pretty outrageous back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, for he-he's and ha-ha's.
No, that's a good joke on top of a good joke.
Yeah, it's a good joke. Funny thing to say. He's had a real problem with Elon from the beginning of this thing, but it's like he's in this leftist thought bubble. He is in the most leftist thought bubble available, which is Hollywood. And, you know, and I think also, you know, he famously, there's some videos of him in blackface, and those came out, and he had apologized for them, and I think he took that hit and, like, really doubled down.
Joe Rogan and Megyn Kelly teamed up to go on the offensive against Jimmy Kimmel, delivering one of the sharpest takedowns you're likely to see. What did Kimmel do to deserve such a relentless response? This clash is packed with standout moments, so pay attention. In a rare alignment of timing and insight, Rogan and Kelly landed a strike that felt almost cosmic, precise, undeniable, and aimed squarely at Kimmel.
Democracy is alive and well amongst these sanctimonious leftists. From Kimmel to De Niro to Stephanopoulos, they want you to believe they're better than you, more virtuous, more decent. But we all know the truth. They lie. They sin. They do the very things they accuse you of and the things they say they would never do. Evil things, like try to destroy people based on feigned outrage from which they spare their own side, or playing politics.
Joe Rogan dominates the podcast world with a style that's blunt, unapologetic, and full throttle. He doesn't trim around the edges. He goes straight for the jugular. Jimmy Kimmel was about to find out exactly what happens when you face someone like him. That despite Kimmel's long-standing reputation as a top late-night host, his material hasn't aged well. Between tired monologues, overly safe, kid-friendly segments, and predictable political jokes, he's been skating by.
Chance in hell that this is funny or gonna work. And when you see those flat, corny, late-night monologue jokes with no audience, Colbert, there's Jimmy Kimmel, there's Fallon. What they're doing is just like reading off of a teleprompter. So a bunch of really good joke writers wrote them some stuff, and then they're playing to the audience, and the audience is like laughing, so they get this feedback, and they know how to do that. They stand there, and there's applause signs. And then there's producers. There's the warm-up guy that's literally telling people to clap. They're like, okay, explain to the people. Yeah. Okay, when Jimmy comes out, I want a big round of applause. Let's practice this right now. Ladies and
Joe Rogan showed up to put Kimmel and everyone watching on notice. Charisma alone can't cover a lack of originality. His takedown went beyond a simple roast. It was a wake-up call. Rogan tore through the repetitive jokes, forced segments, and formulaic comedy that had become Kimmel's signature. The audience went silent, caught off guard by the precision of his attack. Then, Megyn Kelly stepped in. Where Rogan hit with raw force, she struck with surgical precision, cutting deeper with each pointed remark and leaving no room for escape.
We have 366,000 people watching that show. During the Jon Stewart years, it was over 2 million. Now it's down to 300,000. Seth Meyers, absolutely dreadful. He doesn't even have 1 million, 778,000. I mean, in network television, this is, you don't have to pay for it. It's there when you turn on your TV, you plug it in. That's a dreadful number. Greg Gutfeld on cable, which you do have to pay for, it has more than double the numbers.
There was no room for small talk or playful jabs, only precise, relentless hits. Megyn Kelly moved with calm efficiency, cutting through Kimmel's empty comedy and performative gestures. The late-night charm had decayed into pandering, and the cracks in his act were laid bare. Kimmel froze under the spotlight as Joe Rogan delivered a heavy blow, and Kelly followed with surgical precision. The onslaught left him fully exposed, stripped of his public persona, and undeniably vulnerable. This wasn't a stage performance. It was raw, live, and unforgettable.
86th Academy Awards show, and while you might have missed it, there was one clear winner. No, not Oppenheimer. It was sanctimonious leftists for their lead role in pretending they are better than you. Winner number 1, Jimmy Kimmel. For the 4th time, Kimmel hosted the Oscars before an adoring crowd of Hollywood stars who laughed and curried favor with the man who wore blackface so many times. Yes, some of the very same celebrities who wanted you to believe they were horrified after yours truly said in 2018 that People used to don dark makeup in order to imitate well-known black celebrities, and it wasn't a big deal. Absolutely ate up the performance by Hollywood darling Mr. Kimmel, whose blackface costumes included his oft-repeated bit as basketball star Karl.
Becoming infamous for all the wrong reasons, Kimmel was left scrambling to manage the fallout. But this wasn't just about embarrassment. It reflected a bigger shift in late-night TV. Viewers are craving realness, not recycled jokes and safe, predictable satire. Joe Rogan delivers blunt, unfiltered truth, while Megyn Kelly strikes with sharp, precise critique.
Home Alone never seen no flying saucer himself, but if he do, that's going.
The idea of being a more empathetic person is a good thing, right? But as long as it's reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, the problem with that kind of stuff is it continues to go in the same direction where more and more things become forbidden and toxic, to the point where, you know, the Elon Musk joking around about my pronouns are prosecute Fauci. Jimmy Kimmel made a tweet back to him. He said, your pronouns are ass and hole.
The media implosion couldn't have been better timed. Rogan hit the stage like a force of nature, relentless, unfiltered, and impossible to ignore, tearing into Kimmel's career with raw intensity. Then, Kelly stepped in, methodical and precise, turning the chaos into a calculated breakdown. Rogan exposed the creative stagnation, while Kelly revealed the moral hollowness beneath the surface. Together, they stripped away Kimmel's polished persona, transforming his late-night image into a cautionary tale.
At the Kennedy Center honors the other night, where Joe Biden couldn't say Dionne Warwick, he kept calling her Diane, and he didn't know who Barry Gibb was. He kept calling him Billy. You know who else was honored? At the Kennedy Center. You know who else? Billy Crystal. Just FYI, do you know who once opened up the Academy Awards in full blackface?
Oh,
Billy
yeah.
Crystal. Billy Crystal. And do you know who's going to be hosting the Academy Awards this year? Jimmy Kimmel. Do you know who's worn blackface repeatedly and spoken inner city sort of urban accent saying she needs to darn those socks? Jimmy Kimmel as Oprah, as a fat-suited, black-faced dark.
Approach was precise, deliberate, and cutting, like a seasoned prosecutor dissecting a case piece by piece. As Rogan smashed through the outer defenses, Kelly revealed the emptiness behind Kimmel's persona. He stayed silent, powerless, watching his career unravel. No smirk, no rebuttal, no theatrics. The devastation was total. Psychological. Rogan and Kelly's timing was flawless. Each strike complemented the other in what felt like a choreography of harsh truth. Even from different platforms, the fallout dominated the internet. Debates flared, think pieces circulated, and Twitter erupted.
And there was people saying, please don't joke about pronouns. It's transphobic to joke about pronouns. So they were chiding him for participating in a joke about pronouns.
Hold on. So Jimmy Kimmel was doing it. He was doing it too.
Yeah, he was doing it too.
No, he was being accused of joking about it too.
So they were upset at him, even though he was attacking the appropriate person. He was doing it in a manner which is also construed as being transphobic. Like they were saying that his tweet is transphobic.
Do you think in that case, do you think that's him or a writer? Can't you tell?
Kimmel became the center of a viral takedown, completely silent, yet unmistakably exposed. No debate was necessary. The evidence spoke for itself. Now, the big question looms. Can Kimmel bounce back after being relentlessly targeted by two of media's most powerful voices? Or has his era already passed, leaving him clinging to an outdated persona? Will he keep relying on tired jokes and predictable sketches, or can he pivot to fresh, relevant material?
Care anymore. It's like you're seeing it take place with late night television. Nobody gives a fuck about it anymore.
I know.
And it's slowly you have a bad business model and you're not adapting.
Yeah, the creativity's gone for late night comedy, right? Like that's not really a thing.
This wasn't just an off night. It was a historic, live moment that exposed how outdated Kimmel's late night approach has become. Rogan and Kelly quietly dismantled the old hierarchy, leaving a mark no joke has achieved in years. Their critique went beyond entertainment. It was a wake-up call to hosts who rely on comfort over creativity, setting a new standard for authenticity and engagement in the genre.
Academy Awards broadcast with Kimmel and ABC elevating the blackface lovin' Kimmel. They, at the same time, fired Chris Harrison, host of The Bachelor, for trying to defend one contestant on, The Bachelorette for saying, gee, I know I went to this antebellum party, a couple years ago. I guess I didn't see anything wrong with it. And all he said was, are we judging her by today's standards, or are we judging her by, old standards, whatever. He was basically trying to say, are we being too hard on her? Got fired. Chris Harrison has to be fired by ABC. I don't know why, because he's not a committed leftist, because he's not out there more saying all the terrible things about Republicans that Jimmy Kimmel says. So this is them saying, we get it. We're an ally, right? And I guess maybe they're trying to make up with their racist past for their racist.
Watching Rogan and Kelly deliver unfiltered truth gave viewers a kind of entertainment they didn't even realize they were missing. Every jab, every precise observation highlighted the growing gap between stale late-night routines and what audiences now crave. For Kimmel, the challenge is clear: adapt or risk fading into irrelevance in an era where sharp original content beats safe repetition every time.
It helped getting off the stage. They're just too chicken shit to tell us about it, because they accurately deduce that he could still be the Democratic nominee, and they don't want to ding him up. Maybe you give Barbara a pass. Who gives a damn what this singer saw or says? But you know what? Jimmy Kimmel happens to be employed by ABC, which happens to have a rather large news organization. And he has been one of President Trump's most vocal critics. Where are you, Jimmy? On vacation? Not good enough. You can still use your thumbs to send out a tweet. You could set the record straight.
Grab some popcorn. This late night showdown is just getting started. With Rogan's full force delivery and Kelly's meticulous critique, Kimmel has been cornered, facing scrutiny he hasn't seen in years. The question now: will he reinvent himself to meet modern expectations, or continue coasting on legacy fame before the next wave of disruptors reshapes the late night landscape forever?